Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a brief overview of the current curriculum we use for our main subjects. I do have separate videos planned where I will dig deeper into each of them and talk about things like how we use it, why we use it, what I used prior, and all the supplemental things that I add to them. I also have a video planned where I'll talk about things like geography, foreign language, art, nature study, basically anything that my kids want to learn and the resources I use. So be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out. Now before I get into these programs, I want to give you a little history about us. We have officially been homeschooling since 2010, and I say officially because to me homeschooling is just an extension of parenting, and I've been a mom for almost 16 years. But legally speaking, we started a few months shy of my oldest turning 5. And I have gone through so many phases as a homeschool mom. And I will do a video of that later. But we've settled on a very relaxed homeschool style. We are year-round homeschoolers, so we don't have that typical beginning and ending of the school year, and there's no pressure to finish by a set time frame. We were with a charter for a couple years, but it wasn't for us, so we went back to being private homeschoolers. So when I talk about these and I talk about our pace, please just keep in mind that we in no way try and squeeze them into a set time frame. We do not rush, we go at our own pace, and we take as long as we need. So let's get into it. The first subject I'm going to talk about is reading. Currently, we use 2 different things. The first being Reading Eggs. It is an online subscription, and all of my kids have gone through it at one point or another. Liam and Fiona are currently on it, and it is their favorite way to do learning when they choose to learn something. The other program I use is Phonics Pathways. I found this about 4 years ago, and I fell in love with it. It's amazing. I have used so many reading programs, and I'll be honest, teaching reading is my least favorite thing to do. I have struggled with it, and this was so amazing. I had gone through so many programs that didn't work, but this was great. It's everything in one book. It covers spelling. It has pages that you can photocopy for games. The lessons are short and sweet, and it's really been great for my kids. So I highly recommend this. Lots of moms I've talked to have even found it at their local library. So give it a try if you're having reading problems and don't know what to use, because this was a game changer for us. The next subject I'm going to cover is writing. So I use Brave Writer, and I've already done a video on how we use Brave Writer. You can find that here. I will be doing another video about how I use it for high school, so keep an eye out for that. It's a little more involved. I use a couple other supplemental things, and I will talk about that then. The next subject I want to talk about is history. So we use The Mystery of History. We are on volume 2. Currently there are 4 volumes. This is one of my first purchases, was volume 1, and we've gone through all 4 once, and we just finished the first one again for the second time, and we are on the Middle Ages. This is a Christian worldview, so if that's not your thing, just pre-read your lessons and you'll know which ones to skip. What I love about it is that it's all in here for each of my kids. There's sections for addressing your younger students, your middle students, and your high school students. There's schedules that you can follow. There's, map work. The lessons are short and sweet. Most of them, some of them are, longer, but it's fantastic. As I said, we school year round, so when we go on road trips, school comes with us, and it's so nice to just be able to take one book that covers all 4 of my kids' learning ranges. It's fantastic. So I will talk more about this and the rest of the other volumes as well. The next subject that I want to talk about is math. So math in our house is a very learner-specific subject. And what I mean by that is I use whatever my kids' style learning is. So we do a lot of math games. That's usually where I always start out teaching. And I had recently found, maybe not recently, it's been like 3 years, but I found Math Inspirations. And this was revolutionary for me. I didn't like teaching math and I struggled with it. My husband was one that actually taught Connor math and it only took him like 2 hours. It was fantastic. But anyway, when I found this, I went through the parent training and math kind of became my favorite subject. It is an amazing program. I cannot wait to dig deeper into this because it changed my mindset on math. And it's a problem-solving approach where kids learn why they're doing things instead of just how to do them. It's so fantastic. You're gonna love it. It's my favorite. So aside from starting my kids with that, the other thing they do, Liam and Fiona enjoy math seeds, and that goes along with that Reading Egg subscription. It's like a bundle. They usually choose to do that. Oren does Beast Academy, and I have the workbooks along with the online subscription. Liam will sometimes hop on and do Beast Academy online. There's logic puzzles, so that's usually what he'll do. But the reason I have both is Oren, when we first started, he wasn't used to learning on a screen, so he would watch the little tutorial and then he would do the problems in the book. Now he just uses the screen, but it's nice to have both. Do you need both? You don't. You can do one or the other. I just happen to have both. For Connor, he does 2 different things. He rotates between Khan Academy and the Art of Problem Solving. And the Art of Problem Solving is the next step up from Beast Academy. It's like a competitive math program. So it's really intense. It's very problem solving and logic training type of program. So when he wants to dig deeper, he'll hop over onto the Art of Problem Solving. We don't do the classes, we just use the book, and we use their resource alchemists, and they have videos as well that we can look at. If he's just, wanting to get through it, learn the topic, he's not much of a math kid, but when he just wants to do that, he hops on Khan Academy. They're both fantastic. I actually follow along with him, or try to, honestly. I try to follow along with him on Khan and on the Art of Problem Solving. That's how we learn. We kind of go at the same pace. He's way ahead of me because, he has all day and all the time in the world to learn. But I do my best to try and keep up so that we learn together and I can be there to answer questions for him. Or his dad can. The last subject I want to cover is science. Now science, oh my goodness, you guys, it has been such a struggle for the last 11 years. I have not yet found a science program that I love. I think I'm close and I'm working on it, but I've gone through so many. But about 6 or 8 months ago, I, panicked about, hey, we don't have a science curriculum. I didn't want to do a textbook. So I went on a whole, deep dive into research, and I came across this Building Foundations of Scientific Understanding. And there's 3 volumes. It's geared towards kindergarten through 8th grade. But I went ahead and got it, and I read through it, and I actually love it. It uses, kind of like the Socratic dialogue method, and that is how I teach, so it fits really well in with our lifestyle. It's actually pretty intense and comprehensive, and I add a little more for Connor and Oren, but it's really good. It combines the 4 sciences And instead of just focusing on one at a time, it blends it together so you really see how sciences relate to each other, the different fields. It's really good. I love it. I still am working on getting our rhythm. So we're taking it slow. We're like only on eight lessons. We're taking it slow, and it's a lot of research for me and a lot of planning for me, and I will go over that in my later video. So I'm loving this. But, you know, I only found this 8 months ago, and, you know, I've been homeschooling for 11 years. So between all the, you know, curriculums that we didn't love and tried, I always come back to this beauty. This was one of my first homeschool purchases, and as you can see, it's well loved. It's kind of falling apart, but it has been my spine for so long. It's incredible. It has experiments like every other page that are simple and relevant to what we learn. It's great pictures. There's videos that you can, like links to videos, you can go and check stuff out. We always end up coming back to this after we've, you know, had a failed attempt at a curriculum. What we do, we just open it and just kind of read it like if it were a storybook, do the experiment, and move to the next lesson. So this has been great. I'll probably use it I even use it with this. So yeah, I'll probably use this forever. Now I know I said that was my last subject, but I want to give an honorable mention to Classical Conversations Foundations Guide. We were in classical back in 2013. It was one of my phases that I was going through where I'm like, we're really going to do the classical method. And we just couldn't do it. It was a little too rigid for us, and I was like, yeah, we're more relaxed for this style and this method. But I loved the curriculum. This has history, science, timeline, Latin, math, English, art, music. There's just so much, and there's 3 cycles. It's mostly memory work, but it's like good memory work. It's good stuff. They have geography. Like, this is mostly what I use for geography, but I love it. And like, if you'll notice in my last video where I have memory on my core loop, this is usually what we do for memory. I do have other things that I use with it to make it a little more interactive, entertaining, especially for my younger ones. We make up our own songs for our math because they didn't like the songs it came with. We make up songs for science. So it's been really great. I love using this program. And that's it. As you can see, it's not very much. There's not a whole lot we use for these main subjects. I do supplement with things, and I'll talk about those later. But homeschooling can be really simple. You just have to find what works for your family. We do a lot of YouTube videos. There are some great channels that I will talk about. I do lots of activities and crafts. We're very into lap books. My kids love doing that with these curriculums, and I will get into all that. I will talk about it in those later videos. If you have any questions that are specific to what I've shown you today, leave those down in the comments so that when I'm going through and making these videos, I can address all of those things. So I am going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.